Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel. We're looking to what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com. Rosie and Karina, News Digest. Rosie Insights started about 7 years ago as Rosie Psychic Investigator, looking at news related to the Trump administration. Over the years, I have followed the practice of doing research about what's going on in the news, making that a core feature of my content. As of November 7th, 2024, I have had Karina as my daily guest slash partner for the series after the election. We are committed to working as a pair on this series at least until this election situation is resolved. Karina lives in Arizona, loves crystals, and is a certified aromatherapist. She is working on her website for private client healing appointments. We'll share her info once it's ready. Karina started as Rosie's, meaning my client, about 5 years ago, and then we became friends and started sharing the conversations we were having privately already. This channel is about looking at current news and events through an intuitive lens and sharing intuitive information. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Trust your intuition. This channel is just one source. Do your research, trust your intuition. You are the master of your own beliefs. What we won't do: conform. We do not conform with what other channels say necessarily. This is an independent channel, as is theirs. If you have a question about what you heard on another channel, ask that channel. On to today's episode. If you like this video, subscribe and press like. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Karina, Psychic Investigator. Okay, so guys, today we'll have some guests from the other. This is the first guest we'll have here, Ruth. So, but before we start explaining, saying hello to Ruth and everything, there's a lot of the topics of today started with I was chatting with Karina, long story, there's several events, things happening in our lives, but I was telling her that here in New York, I had the window open because the heating is too hot, and I hear the sounds of the helicopter. There's something about the light. There's this eerie feeling in the air. And at first, I was going over the news of today, but the feeling kept, it just feels stronger than anything else. So I was like telling her, I really feel like this is the time for one of those where we talk to the spirit to discuss what's going on. And then she and Karina was talking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I got Thurgood Marshall, who's the first African American Supreme Court justice, and there's other people that we're going to discuss and talk to, because I just feel, and again, I know some people come to the channel and say, "Oh, Rosie, you're a liar," whatever, and it's just everybody's free to have an opinion. I'm not preaching, right? Like in the sense, it's a free country, at least. Is it? I don't know, but the point is, you get what I'm saying. But the point is here that um yesterday we saw it's egregious. What's happening is not normal at all. And then as we were gathering the news, I was on, on these websites, and then so now Elon Musk is deciding what Congress is going to approve. It's like it's not normal. We did not vote for this person, and what is happening? It's truly not normal, no matter how you slice it.
No.
So let's talk. I think, but I was, as I was telling Karina before, And she you agreed to right. There's a sense of heaviness. There's something happening. I feel it behind the scenes and it's in the air and that's what we're going to talk about today, Corinna, right? Go ahead.
Hmm.
Because I talked to go ahead, Corinna.
No, that's exactly it. We both, we're across the country from each other, and I had the same experience yesterday and today, feeling that in the air.
Mm-mm.
So that's why we both ended up saying, let's see what this is, and
Yeah.
kind of brought us to messages from spirit.
Okay. All right.
We're
So
both feeling it. But let's do our protection prayer first.
yes. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and only the good. And so it is. Okay, so I even asked Granite to pause because I wanted to get a rosary here because I just feel there's heaviness in the air. I do think ultimately it's for the better, but it's just at the intense time. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so I'd like to ask for protection for all of us here. I really pray. I know this is not, the religious channel or anything. It just, I don't care what religion or spirituality thing you have going, but it's just to ask for clarity for all of us, strength for people of the world because we're going through so much change and we're dealing
Mm-hmm.
with dark forces that I ask for spirit to protect us all, anyone and everyone, especially those who may be listening to this message, to stay strong, to I see the image of staying grounded so that we can all hand the not just us here watching this, but of the entire world, we can go through this intense transition in a peaceful, light-filled manner, especially considering the holidays coming. So, so that's what I like to say. Corinne, if you have anything to say about this, and then we start. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now let's go ahead and start. That was
Okay.
good.
So I don't know. So I'm not so great at like at the this whole it's just a background at how how to put
You
it.
look as prestigious as she does.
All right. So Corina, Ruth, hello. How are you today? Corina was talking about you. She picked you up. She picked up your energy, and it was so interesting because Ruth, as she was saying, she saw you. I also saw your name, so it was a coincidence. I believe coincidences with you. So again, really, what's going on in this country? What's going on right now? Tell us, help us. Okay, so I'm gonna be. Please use me as your messenger. Okay, so let's see, and also you, Corina, if whatever you pick up. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
so Ruth, what the hell's going on? Help us, please. Help, help.
Excuse me.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna start seeing what I'm picking up here from her. So I saw this image, and it's like it's a mechanical wheel of sorts, and she's saying the wheel kind of like because by the way, just so you know, when I communicate with spirit, I guess everybody's different, right? But I don't get they don't blah 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 say things to me either. I get like I read their minds, like they don't speak, right? Or they
Mm-hmm.
point images to me. So I'm seeing this mechanical wheel. See, the wheel is turning, and then I see that it's tightening up and it's gonna fall apart. It's too tight. It's gonna break. So so what does that mean? What does that mean, Ruth? Well, I'm just now it's just words. So Rosie, the whole thing was just a facade. It was ridiculous theater. I could see it around the time and as I was leaving this planet. It's
Mm-hmm.
justice is not enough for what is happening. That is why Biden has to act in the way that he will act. That's what I'm understanding. But Ruth, do you
Mm-hmm.
understand that from where we are, even though Corinne and I are here, we see this happening. But even us, we want is this because it feels there is a creepiness in the air. I don't know how else to put it. And at the same time, we want more to happen because time is of the essence. So, what do you have to tell us about this?
Patience.
So she's still, to me, she goes back to this image of this tight, it's not a rope, it's like a leather thing, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
a tightness of this mechanical wheel, and she's saying it's too tight, that as if Biden's gonna cut through the tension, because what you're seeing, Rosie, it's this incredible tension of the powers,
Mm-hmm.
the Musks of the world, the Trumps of the world, tightening the
Mm-hmm.
grip. This is a tightening the grip and power. But that being, and then I see, then she shows me the hand of God comes and
Mm-hmm.
lose it. And Biden is saying he's going to cut through this
Mm-hmm.
because it's not real. They're holding on. This is their goal is to tightening their grip on power.
Mm-hmm.
So so
Yeah.
Ruth, how is Biden going to do this? And then she shows Biden
Mm-hmm.
like this silent. So no, we can't. We don't know really exactly. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know the details, but it has to. So Ruth, you understand that it's soon. Because, okay, so no, it's just saying, Rosie, what you're picking up is the tightness, their tightening grip on power. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the darkness that you perceive. Once it's cut, then then it's released. It's saying, what is the difference between cut and released? They have to be cut. They like because it's saying they're holding this wheel
Mm-hmm.
and you can't stop them, right? They want it tighter, 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 more and more control. And then the hand of God and Biden is acting
Mm-hmm.
he's being pushed to do the right thing. And I see that he prays, say, Rose, he prays every day. He is in
Mm-hmm.
contact with spirit. And he knows that there's all these he knows he's responsible for the US. He takes his
Mm-hmm.
job seriously. He's not gonna let it go. So Ruth, but how can we you understand there's a lot of people who watch my channel. There's people who are on Social Security. They are on unlimited income. They're really worried that something terrible could happen to them. What do I tell them? What do we share with them here? Take a breather. Have faith.
Jeez. Mm-hmm.
It's saying have how so how do I tell them how to have faith? How do I explain to them? It's saying put your hands on your God, okay, and then ask yourself and ask Spirit, what is the rightful outcome of the situation? And I see Kamala, I see the truth of the whoever won the election to be inaugurated. That's right. So you don't ask how, you trust that the rightful answer is going to come to pass. So you focus on that as being done. You don't every 5 minutes ask, where is it? What's going on? What's so you
Mm-hmm.
pray. Pray meaning you're not begging, you're saying, I observe that. I observe that and that you welcome the light within yourself to manifest that. That's so saying this is that focus on keep your eyes on the prize, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then see, this is the tension is real. It's like as we were saying, Rosie, I was in the highest levels of power. I saw it with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
There's things I can't even tell you what
Mm-hmm.
I witnessed. And this has been going on for decades, if not
Mm-hmm.
centuries. So it's not gonna they're not letting it go very easily because that's the culmination in their minds, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you have to hold on tight and
Yes.
that's it. So that was so okay. She's like,
Wow.
okay,
Good.
so if you have anything else to share, Quinn, go ahead.
Um, Gosh, her eyes are just so powerful. It's like I can hear her speak through her eyes. And too, for me, it's interesting how we do get messages because it is like a warbled, but I actually can hear like she's giving me the words, and I can hear her telling the story over the centuries of how you know, I'm going to use the term the good old boys because that's the term she used, the good old boys club. And she's telling how this has been so effective over the years and that this is what it's become. I mean, we never stopped it. She said we couldn't do anything. Our power as women wasn't enough in that realm that she was in. It was really tense. She tried to do everything she could. She was a very powerful and influential woman, but she still didn't hold the power to overcome what they created. And she's telling me that she tried to hang on as long as she could because she thought she could make a difference on this side, but it became clear to her that she was more powerful on the other side. That's when she let go and moved on. And she's saying, patience, patience, my child. That's what I hear from her. Patience, my child. We need to be patient. We are going through, she's saying, we are going through the most tumultuous times we will ever experience, most of us in this lifetime. And to trust that the outcome that we want to see with Kamala as a president, and that will take place, and the rights, the wrongs that have been the wrongs that have been done will be righted. I know that's, I'm probably not saying it the way she wants me to, but that's what comes out. And I hear patience, my friend.
Okay, all right.
Patience, my child. We have to just be patient and get through this time.
Okay. So, all right. So now let's, because I'm getting now to move to the next guest here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
pause. Okay. So the next person we have here is Thurgood Marshall. I felt him also as we were discussing Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Um, so for those of you who may not know, Thurgood Marshall was an American civil rights lawyer and jurist who was an associate justice of the Supreme Court of the United States from 1967 until 1991. He was the Supreme Court's first African American justice prior to his judicial service. He was an attorney who fought for civil rights, leading the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund. Marshall was a prominent figure in the movement to end racial segregation in American public schools. He won 29 of the 32 civil rights cases he argued before the Supreme Court, culminating in the court's landmark 1954 decision, Brown versus Board of Education, which rejected the separate but equal doctrine held held segregation in public education to be unconstitutional. President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed Marshall to the Supreme Court in 1967. A staunch liberal, he frequently dissented as the court became increasingly conservative. Little like what I wonder what if he was conservative then. Like let's
Yeah.
see. Okay, so let me stop share and then because now his the background. Okay, so Mr. Marshall, so tell me what's going on here. So as he's like, where is he? Okay, I'm just because now he's like really wants Rosie, thank you for letting me come through. I'm really so tired. I'm so tired of seeing this, but this is the America that was happening behind the scenes. And most people just had the luxury of not seeing it. And it has gone, it's saying that interesting. It shows me the image. He shows me the image of Elon Musk with the KKK hood and being lifted. Like these are the values of these people. And and so it's all about power. And and he's saying, remember Dr. King said, I've seen the mountains. So he's talking about also it's saying, remember Dr. King, how he had a vision about the civil rights movement. It wasn't that he was like, oh my God, what's happening? Nothing's happening. Are you serious? Oh my God, what? Like it's like we didn't have the luxury to be anxious. We had to hold on to this vision. And of course, this is a different situation because it's about the election. They asked Rosie, they did steal the election under plain light, and the media saw it and they put their blinders on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's saying, but the thing that you should know is that Mr. Biden, President Biden, is committed to his role, and that it's saying he will undo it. And it's saying it's never been done. Oh, and he's saying, because it's true, Rosie, I know you get a lot of lawyers who want to correct you and tell you this is not right. Do you know what the Constitution says? It's not right. How is this going to happen? So Rosie, you're not a lawyer, yes, but you should have seen when I was starting out how many lawyers told me, and I was a lawyer, that those things couldn't happen. So look at how much we accomplished. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So So in other words, it's like nobody, it has never, what will come to pass has never happened before in
Mm-hmm.
American history. But and he's saying, but what is what has truly happened in American history has not been truly dealt with in, let's say, in the large majority in throughout America's history. So the image is they don't want to deal with it, Rosie, because they don't like the image of America that this is going to show. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
not the perfection that everybody was talking about. It's not. It's a work
Mm-hmm.
in progress. But those people, they won't. No, everything is perfect. It's saying just like abusers, Rosie. You know how they love to keep up the facade? That they have a great family, everything's so great, and all those horrible things happening behind the scenes. Now it's coming all out in the open. People can finally see it and make create the changes. And say, I see Kamala being the one who's going to make a lot of these changes. Not directly, but she's going to steer. She's going to be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it's interesting. He shows me an imagery that reminds me of the, the tarot card chariot, where a
Yes.
person is riding the horse. So Kamala is the woman riding the chariot. So she's taking us forward.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, let's keep going. So she's the leader, really. Yes, and Rosie, she was so popular. It's amazing. She did so well. And of course, now they have their own little map. Before, as he's saying, back in those days, they beat people up, they killed them, they buried them in places you couldn't find them. That's so he's referred. So you may not know this. There was this episode in civil rights, during the civil rights, where the Freedom Riders, who were people who took these buses to integrate the South, they were
Mm-hmm.
killed, a few of them, and then the FBI couldn't find the bodies. So the FBI got their informant, Greg Scarpa, a member of the Italian mob, to go torture the guy, and he got the location. So I'm not saying, I'm not saying. Anyway, so the interesting. That's right, Rose. That's right. So now they did those things, but now they have these new electronic methods, but it's the same old criminal bullshit, he's saying. So so okay, so Mr. Marshall, all these people here waiting for something to happen. Do you have an idea? And we know Christmas is coming. Okay, so are we gonna get a Christmas? Say, Rose, don't get them anxious. Don't tell them the same thing that Ruth said. Have faith. You have to know
Yes.
what is right and what is wrong and focus on what is right. It's saying you're not God. You don't know how things are going to develop exactly. Even you, Rosa, you could see a lot of things, but you can't, right? You don't know exactly the details, and that's okay. This is not up to you to decide or to necessarily just know that it will be undone. The
Mm-hmm.
crime will be undone. It's not over yet. So Mr. Marshall, what is this darkness? That's right. It's like that's it. It's the darkness that those human people, like they're putting over everybody's eyes, and it gets harder and harder to maintain it. So this is the tension between the dark and the light. But I see that he shows me that this is like almost as if, when you travel in an airplane, you see that you're above the clouds. And even if sometimes below the clouds it's rainy, you could see the light up. I saying above it's so much bigger than what's
Mm-hmm.
down below. They're trying really hard, but this is not their time. This is not their time. So Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall, for example, Elon Musk right now, he's telling Congress what bills to pass. That's not right, don't you think? How is this going? Are we gonna so next year? Is this gonna be stopped? Because it's not sustainable. The guy is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Say, Rosie, yes, he's crazy, but think about you never don't you forget all the people that have enabled this man. He's not there on his own. Yes, he's really cray-cray. He's representing the rights of the Russian Federation. But the bottom line is a lot of people were okay with that, right? So this is a system that enabled this man to get to
Mm-hmm.
what he is. And it's saying this, and it shows me again the image that Ruth Bader Ginsburg has shown to me, which is this mechanical wheel that is too tight and it's gonna and the cords start to rip apart. And that's what he's saying. It's too much. It's going to, is it? Yeah, and then I see that Biden, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
cut on its own. Biden comes with the scissors and cuts it off. So, okay, so so a lot of people are scared. So and we don't know a lot, right? So what do we
Mm-hmm.
anything else as a anything else that you want to say here? Is there anything else? Take a breather. Take a deep breath. So you're doing okay. That's okay. So in the next few days, what to expect? Just take it one day at a time. So is there a chance, I'm just going to ask, is there a chance that we're completely wrong here and that Elon Musk and his people are just going to take over the government? Hell no. Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Hell
Mm-hmm.
no. Hell no. And he
Mm-hmm.
knows that. That's why he's crazier and crazier because
Mm-hmm.
it has to get louder and louder. He knows inherently that this can't. He's just like, wow, I say all this stuff and nobody stops me. But he's just saying, no, it's not, God is not okay, but okay, then I'm gonna argue this. So God was not okay with a lot of things like the Holocaust and slavery and other things. So it happened. What is the difference now? The difference is that it's closer. That that how do you say this? It's like it's God it's intervening directly, and that it's also that we have we have people in who can do things now, even though it is perilous, and only in time will you understand how perilous this is.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. That's why it's so scary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we have the means to end this very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so I don't know if you get so
Wow, that was amazing, Rosie. That was awesome.
so
Well, I will just say a little bit because basically it's the same. And I saw him standing as well with the first image was him with Martin Luther King, and they had their arms around each other, and they were showing exhaustion because they were saying, it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. It didn't change. So for them, they're still fighting the same fight as they were. And now it's even worse because we have so many other things. But they were showing me the interesting thing, what um, I picked up as well was they were showing me technology. And I heard my mom's voice because my mom, she's not with us anymore. But when I was young and technology first came out, in a way, she told me, she goes, technology is going to be the downfall of America. Even though it's an amazing thing, it's going to be the downfall of America. And they showed me technology, how my mom was saying that, and she was right. But what's happening also, it is the downfall, but it's also going to save us because technology has created these platforms where people can get in touch with each other. We can organize, we can group together, we can do protests. They had a harder time doing that because they didn't have ways to do it like we do now. So even though we're fighting technology, it's going to be the one thing to help save us as well. That
mm-mm,
was interesting.
mm,
So again, patience, my friend. This is times that we've never seen before, but it will be corrected. And we will get the opportunity to change the things that we did wrong in the past.
wow, wow, okay, okay. So okay, wow, wow, okay, all right. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. Okay, okay, so do we? Yeah, so saying he's like, okay, move on. We can go to the next person, the next guest, the next situation. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording. All right.
I'll see if anything comes in.
All right. So okay, so I'm talking to Karina here, of course, and this is an image of FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and he was American president from 1933 until 1945. And so I want to give the word to Karina because she was the one who was like, "Oh, who's so the president in the wheelchair?" And we went through, so it's him, right, for sure. And then so Karina, go ahead and tell us what you picked up, like then and then I'll go it, I'll join.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Um, sorry, I'm just okay. So he comes through as well. He's always to me in the same picture as with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the rest of them who all come through in that situation room. And he's showing me interesting. I've never seen him show me this image, but I'm seeing like an old time, a handheld watch, like with the cover on it. And he's opening the cover and showing me the clock
Mhm.
that the time is coming.
Mm.
And he's showing me all his work that he's done. It's laid out on the desk. And they're trying to undo it, is what he's saying. They're doing everything they can. Like we just talked about this. They're doing everything they can to undo everything I did. And oh my God, he just stood up out of the wheelchair. Obviously, he's not in the wheelchair anymore. So he just stood up out of the from behind the desk. He's not in the wheelchair. And he's walking over to this board, this whiteboard. Wow, I'm this is kind of coming in through real time here. So he's standing at this whiteboard and he's showing me all the players, how they're connected. Wow. Wow. I'm a little overwhelmed and I'm having a little hard time getting out the words. So I apologize for that because I didn't expect all this to come in as I was looking at it. So, but what he's okay, I'm just going to give the general message of what he's showing me. He's showing me the coordination that's happening now. And what's happening now is Biden is coming in to protect everything. So he's saying again, same words, patience, my child, because we are getting ready to see one of the biggest things in history. And I'm hearing equivalent to Nuremberg trials. Wow. And then he says, get ready. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see some equivalence to something so big. And then he's walking back over to his desk, sitting down. And I don't know if he was a drinker or not, but it's like a highball, like a whiskey glass. And he takes a drink, sets it down, and says, thy will be done. Thy will be done.
Okay, so here, so okay, so wow, that was amazing, Corinne. That was amazing. So let me just have a question. Let me see here. Oh, so yeah, it's interesting as you were saying all of this because I feel his presence. It's very kind of powerful, overwhelming energy
Mm-hmm.
about him. And so no, so I was going to ask him again the same question because there's a lot of people who watch me uh that are depend on Social Security benefits, and that's what they want to cut. They want to cut veteran benefits. Is this, do they have anything to worry about? Those people, no, it's like, no, they can't. They can't, Rosie. And I see there's a dog. That's right. It's like, so, like the pictures. So tell me what is, no, they say, wow. And he's saying he shows me the image of them wanting to take the Social Security to put it in their pockets. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
We can't afford to pay to people contribute to Social Security, by the way, but they want to take it for themselves. So that's right. They want to be the only, they want to see people suffer and perish. That's it. That's
Mm-hmm.
their goal. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They think their whole thing is like people are too happy. Nobody should be so happy. It bothers them. That's it. So, okay, so tell me what is show us here what is going to happen. Tell me about Social Security because that is the, I would say maybe from the messages I received, the biggest concern. It's got to be there. no. Because, and I see he had kind of alluded to this earlier to me. He said something like that, it, as in heaven, as on earth, heaven on earth as in heaven, something like that. So the idea is that we should take care, help each other. We should help people in the hardest times. We should help, right? It is not
Mm,
communism. No, it's just a normal country that has wealth. Why not share? Why not let people have a decent life? It's not complicated. Saying, Rosie, I have seen, I saw, and saying, I did the things I did because of the depression. That's it. They want to create the same circumstances. Does I know those we're living through the same thing of the, it's saying they want to, wow, that's right. They want to pull the trigger that's going to create a new Great Depression.
mm-hmm.
What they want, Rosie, the Great Depression all over again. It's like that's it. And it's saying they want, and I see he shows me Elon Musk wants the depression to be carved in his image. It's
Ugh,
it's it's saying that it's like it was me who caused it. Because things were going the wrong direction. He wants to play God. He thinks he's God. He's a sick individual, Rosie.
mhm,
He needs to be committed to a mental institution. He's not normal. So okay, so wow, okay, so tell us how, so what is your message to people who are worried now about Trump coming in? Because the media, right, we can't rely on them.
mhm,
So what is, keep keep the faith, and you just ask, saying the same thing for patients. It's not going to be that much longer. And it's saying he's saying we promise you there will be no Trump inauguration, is what he's telling me. Really, can I say that? Yeah, promise you
mhm,
there's not going to be Trump inauguration. So
mhm,
wow, okay, so, and it's saying, Rosie, it's not just that you just seen things, right, quote unquote. Look at the videos you show, look at all the image, like the images of
mhm,
the maps, the electoral maps, and Trump wanting to sue the woman who knew the truth about the election, right? Or he's
mhm,
her already, but saying her case is going to be thrown out. He's saying it's going to be thrown out, but he's
mhm,
breaking her heart. That's the purpose, because she's the guardian of the truth. So, so it's saying just tell people to think of even the message of Christmas, of rebirth, and that is coming soon, and then to keep, to disregard in a way this the values of the human world that created this.
mhm,
Think of the highest values only because we're transitioning to something better. Meaning, but before we get there, we have to expose what is preventing us from getting there. So,
mhm.
wow. So that's what I'm getting. Intense, Karina, right? Wow, that
Wow,
was intense.
no, it is intense.
Wow, but that was
Yeah,
the, and thank you, Mr. Rizzo, because the
thank you.
president because that's really, thank you, FDR, because that's really, like, I really needed that. I really, because
Hmm,
today I'm feeling this heaviness, this thing in the air. No,
hmm.
and it's, he shows me this less at the level, the thing they pull.
The lever.
Yeah, something like that. They're like, no, Rosie, they're trying to pull this thing down to create a Great Depression. That's what they want to do.
Hmm,
Want to,
hmm,
suffering's coming, yes. But that's why you're feeling the tension, because the tension that they're creating to
hmm,
cover everything up.
hmm.
Not going to succeed ultimately, but that's it. So go ahead.
No. And I just heard stay in the light. I like stay in the light, stay in the light. The more we stay in the light and keep our eyes on the prize and
Hmm.
not get so bogged down with all these little details, the more powerful we are, he's saying.
Hmm.
He's like, stay in the light because right now we're in a transition of the dark and the light. And
Hmm.
so naturally, the dark is going to do everything they possibly can to shut us down, the people that are holding the light. So I'm getting that message just, and I'm seeing him with like like a light in his hand, like walking forward. Like, come on, people, let's just stay in this light. Don't worry, don't fear, don't fret. I know it's scary, but we have work to do, is what I hear. We have work to do. We need to do this together,
Hmm.
join together, and
Hmm.
let's get this show on the road.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We got to just stay in that space, you guys, because we're just getting into these times that are really tumultuous.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. All
Yeah.
right. Well, this was wonderful, Glennis.
Yeah. It's very emphatic.
Yeah. And I do see it's not the, I'm seeing now the image of Kamala as you were saying this. I saw Kamala on the stage, everybody clapping, everybody getting a standing ovation for her. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
what I get. Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm also getting that we were directed and guided to do this today because we both felt it.
Mhm.
Obviously, we started to talk about news and we couldn't even do that. We had to go here.
Okay. That's right. That's right. Yes. That's right. So thanks.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you, gals, for doing this. So okay, no,
Thank
really, thank
you.
you for coming through, right? Because it's saying that's right. We understand that there's a lot of apprehension. Um, so okay, so
Mm-hmm.
right. It's like they're saying take a breather. Okay, wow. All right, so I'm gonna pause here, right, Karina?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so but before we do that, that's it, right, for today, Karina? I think for
Yep.
this.
Exactly.
So, okay, guys, so thank you for watching. Okay, and I will come back soon with news. I might later on, I might do the news, but I feel like this message is too important. We have to get it out very soon. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Okay. Bye.
bye.